Hello Sagittarius, this is Vanessa from Celestial Soul Tarot and welcome to your monthly reading for October 2022. Thanks so much for joining me. So we're going to take a look into the energies, see what's coming through here for Sag. October energies for Sag. Right, what does Sagittarius need to know at this time? Messages for Sagittarius. For October here, what do we have coming through? Okay, so taking a look into the recent past, we have the Four of Pentacles. Your present energy is the Five of Swords. Your challenge is the Page of Cups. The hidden energy is the Five of Cups. The help is the Six of Wands. And the energy moving into November is the High Priestess. Okay, yeah, bottom of the deck we have the Fool, right? Potential for new beginnings here. Right? So again, this is the first card in the tarot here. You're opening yourself up perhaps to a brand new way of doing things. Maybe it's a new job, a new home, new relationships, new lifestyle. Completely could be like a new overhaul in regards to a situation in general, right? Like let's start over, right? There's opportunities here for a complete new beginning here. Right, so yeah, this will be interesting to see. We'll take a good hard look at it. I'll read the foundation first, then we're going to come back around. We'll pull some runes, dig a little bit deeper, and if required, I will pull out another tarot deck and we'll dig deeper, okay? Only if we need to, right? So let's take a look here. Right, this is your recent past with the Four of Pentacles, right? So this is someone who perhaps is starting to build a foundation for themselves. Right, this is someone who perhaps can be holding on a little bit too tightly to what it is that they have because maybe they don't have a lot, right? This isn't the Ten of Pentacles, right? Someone with the Ten of Pentacles would be, freely giving because they have more than enough to share, right? But this person, perhaps you only have so much, right? You only have so much. You're building a foundation. Maybe you're starting over in your life. You're being very wise in regards to spending your money, maybe having a budget, that sort of thing, right? But you're not out there just kind of like, spending your cash on all kinds of pleasures, right? You're not there yet because you're using discernment with your financial situation and using existing resources, okay? So that's what's coming through here, and it does come across with the fours that you are building up to something. We do have a couple of fives and a six here. So I do feel like you're moving things up. There's work that needs to be done here. You're learning something, right? We have a page coming in here. So let's just, move things one step at a time here, right, Sag? We have the Five of Swords, right? So this is your present energy coming through. And again, this can be your energy. This can be your partner's energy. I'm picking up on the energy of a Sagittarius in some way, shape, or form, sun, moon, or rising, or, people who have planets in Sag in general, right? So if this isn't your energy, it's coming perhaps across as somebody that you're dealing with, okay? In any case, this can be very cold and hostile and aggressive and someone who burns bridges and cuts things out and ends things and it's over, it's done, I quit, we're breaking up, it's over, I'm leaving here, it's my way or the highway type of energy, right? But again, it's at a loss of relationships and connections and friendships and that sort of thing, right? So the communication, the words that you're using could be very harsh, or again, this could be a lot of conflict that you're dealing with in an existing situation, and it could be a little bit of back and forth, right? But again, this could be someone, again, in the past who maybe you're keeping to yourself a lot, right? Maybe feeling a little introverted, okay? That is also quite possible here. But again, we're going to walk through the reading and see what's going on. So next we have the Page of Cups, okay? So this is your challenge, just to open your heart up here. It's the emotional energy. And the apprentice, like I mentioned before with the pages, they're learning. There's work to be done, And it has everything to do with connections, relationships, emotions, your heart, learning to cooperate and get along and maybe see other people's point of view and maybe listening to what they have to say and responding on an emotional, more sensitive type of level instead of coming across as cold and hostile, right? And this would be your challenge, because maybe for some of you it's like, it's my opinion is right, it's my belief system is right, my whatever it is that you're speaking of, your ideas, whatever is right and everyone else is wrong, right? There's a clear ending with relationships that things just aren't working out here, Sag. So there's a need to, as a challenge here, to work at being more sensitive, more kind, to cooperate, to get along, to, to listen and hear what other people are saying, but to, again, the pages are messengers to communicate softly, to add some softness, to kind of cut part of that steel, the hardness out of your communication perhaps, and soften it a little with some water, with some emotion, some sensitivity and compassion. Okay, so there's work that needs to be done here. And again, it could be hard to hear. Again, I don't sugarcoat anything. This isn't rainbows and butterflies. That's not the type of reader I am. And if it's hard for you to hear this, then maybe I'm not your reader. But there is somebody that needs to hear this, because they're coming across in a very cold and calculating kind of harsh way for others, and they're losing all kinds of people, right? So, and that's what's coming in here. But let's take a look here with this 5 of Cups, right? So this is the hidden energy, or what's unknown, right? So this is someone here, and again, this is you, male or female, who is at a loss, right? There's a lot of sadness here, a lot of guilt, a lot of regret around the past and the loss of perhaps these relationships due to maybe miscommunication, cold communication, whatever's the difficult communication, whatever this is, the conversations that you're having, discussions online, who knows. But what you don't see, right, is that with the 5 of Cups, not all is lost. There's 2 golden cups behind you, which can represent a renewal, cooperation, right? Reviving the relationships, the connections that you thought were lost. Or maybe at the end of the day, some of these people are gone and they're out of your life, and that's meant to serve a purpose. And that there's opportunity to bring new people into your life, and to open yourself up to new relationships and new connections and new friendships, right? And maybe to let some of these people go and know that there's new people that want to come into your life, right? And it comes down to opening yourself up and softening up the energy, right? In regards to perhaps communications, your opinions, that sort of thing, and listening and opening yourself up to others, and seeing both sides, or just listening and hearing, and you don't even have to agree, right? There's a thing here where perhaps some of you can just agree to disagree, and that's fine, and you can still be friends, right? Just because you're not in agreement with whatever it is you're discussing, it doesn't mean you can't get along, right? It just happens to be your own personal opinion, and that's all. Or your situation, or your experience, or whatever it is for you, right? So, but I feel like not all is lost here. And so the hidden element is that you can, either bring some of these relationships back into your life, or there can be some new relationships that you're going to make, some new connections that you're not aware of, right? So what we have here now as the help is the 6 of Wands, right? So this is someone who's very confident, right? Someone who's out in the public eye, who's seen, noticed, recognized, achieved a lot in their life, experienced a lot, right? And so it's like, it comes across as a Sag energy who, again, a lot of experiences in life. You have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of skill, right? And for some of you here, it's perhaps just coming across that the way that you're expressing yourself can come across as very cold and calculated perhaps, but there's just a need to soften it, and that's all. And I feel like the fact that you're open, right? This is someone who's elevated and open in regards to the public, right? I don't feel like you're going anywhere anytime soon, right? So, I mean, it's just an opportunity for you. You can stay right where you are in the public eye, right? But there's also this need here for you, if you want to get more people to appreciate you or recognize you or listen to what you have to say, or, whatever this is for you, to get along with people in general. Maybe this is you at work and you're in an elevated position. Maybe you're like in a management position or something like that, right? There's an opportunity here for you to take a leadership stance and lead by example by shifting your energy and doing it in a new and different way. Okay. And so what we have coming through here is the High Priestess moving into November, right? She's the mystic. She's highly intuitive, right? The sense of deep inner knowing. There's a lot of hidden elements to this energy as well. She's ruled by the moon. So like I said, intuitive, emotional type of energies here. The feeling of, again, it is a hidden type of secretive energy moving into November. And so what I'm picking up here is the fact that trust in the unknown, trust in the process. If some of you are going through a difficult situation with relationships and connections, and you're keeping to yourself and you're trying to rebuild your life and you're trying to, it comes across as somebody, like I said, rebuilding their lives, keeping to themselves, not spending a lot of money. But when you do get out and start conversing with people, it gets cold and challenging. And if there's just a need for you to work on adding that sense of compassion and emotion and sensitivity, right? And you're able to stay right where you are doing what you're doing, but lead by example, right? And to trust in the fact that as you move into the energy of November, I feel like you can really, with the Fool here, turn the situation right around and just keep moving forward, but just in a new and different way, without without the reactive energy, right? So let's take a look into the runes here. Let's see what we have coming through for Sag. Okay, yeah. So coming back to the recent past energy with this Four of Pentacles, right? This comes across as like some sort of newer opportunity, and it comes across as like a work type of situation. And maybe, again, it does come across or has like a work type of feel to it, where maybe you just recently in the past, who knows how long ago, a few months ago perhaps, started a new job, new opportunity for you to grow and expand, right? Maybe this could also be a growth and an expansion of knowledge that you have, but you were perhaps even keeping to yourself. I can actually see that angle as well, where, again, investing in yourself, you have life experiences, there's a lot of potential within you to share with others, but you weren't, right? So now it almost comes across as where you have this experience and you've gathered all this knowledge and experience, and now you want to share that with others in some way, shape, or form, perhaps for some of you. But again, it comes across as cold and a sense of a loss, because we do have Fehu Merkstave, which is the financial rune, right? But it's in the reverse position. And so for some of you, there could be, and again, like it has this work energy with your experience and your knowledge and your talents, and you're growing and you want to expand and you want to learn and rebuild your life. But now, because of some kind of cold or harsh energy, there could be, as this current situation here, where someone is let go, or I quit, has an I quit energy, or getting let go, getting laid off, or there's a lot of conflict and fighting, right, which leads to financial loss in some way, shape, or form. So it does, maybe it's a business of some kind where you start losing customers or clients or that sort of thing, right, if you have that. So for some of you, it's like difficulties with relationships in general, and there is some sort of financial loss because your sense of value and meaning that you're giving to something that you've put this knowledge or experience in, it's no longer find any sense of meaning and purpose, right? There's something here where it's just completely off balance and it's not making sense and it's completely misaligned. And I think you're kind of missing the point or missing the mark or something along that line here, Sag, right? And so what we have here with the Page of Cups, right, this is not getting met here in regards to this challenge, is the fact, the sensitivity chip, right? The sensitivity, the emotion, the connection to people, that's not coming through here. at all. It's missing, it's limited, or something that is you're restricting, right? So again, there's this need to be more emotional, not even more emotional, it's just sensitive perhaps to other people and what they're going through, essentially, is what's coming through here, right, in regards to expressing yourself in some way. Okay, and so what we have now here, what's hidden with the Five of Cups, this comes across as your own fears and your own worries and your own struggle and the upheaval within yourself around the loss and the failure and the sadness and the cold energy that you were perhaps experiencing in the past and cutting people out, and the hostile energy from before, right? Again, this is current energy, but it almost feels like what's coming through, it's like something that you just keep continually to do. It comes across, because the fives come across as like a cyclical pattern of behavior where you're doing something and then you're sad and you feel guilty, and then you go back and you do it again. And that's kind of where you get stuck on that wheel, right? Where you're kind of back and forth. And so for some of you, it kind of feels like a cyclical pattern of behavior where you feel remorse and regret and guilt around the loss of connections, but then you get back up on the high horse here. And no pun intended, Sag, but it's just coming across as difficult for someone that needs to hear this, right? Where maybe there is like the high horse type of energy, and it comes across as the need to stop the cyclical pattern, the need to break that chain. And the only way to break that, again, you have your own fears and thinking things aren't going to work out, and maybe you're going through some sort of financial loss, maybe you don't have any clients or customers, or maybe there is a fear of getting fired or let go at work because of conflict, right? That sort of thing here. What's missing here is you're restricting energy in regard to, like I said, emotion, compassion, the love, the opening of your heart, connecting with others in some way, because this is something that needs to be learned, right? It's the apprentice, right? And so it's just, that's all, the water just needs to be added here. Just add water, so to speak. For you, Sag, right? And start just softening it up a little bit, because I feel like some of you, you're out there, you're being seen, you're noticed, you're recognized. This is a very popular energy, right? Popular energy. People who have, a lot of followers, subscribers, whatever you want to call it, right? That sort of thing. Again, management type of energy, maybe supervisor type of energy. People look up to you. And right, in regards to what you have to say. And so it's just coming across here as the help is the fact that, yeah, you're in the public eye, but there's an opportunity here for you to turn things around as well. And I feel like some of you, because of all this uncertainty, you're willing to take in any sort of advice around a situation that isn't working out, right? And so what we have here with the High Priestess, right, there is an opportunity for the hidden element, so to speak, to be revealed, for you to trust in the unknown, the process of what's happening behind the scenes. The High Priestess is a behind the scenes hidden energy, which brings me back to this hidden energy, and it brings me back to this Two of Cups behind you, and the fact that trusting the process, that there are people who are going to make that decision for themselves to perhaps come back around and want to come back to you and want to, work with you, or, the ability to renew relationships and connections and come back together and cooperate and get along and all of these things. That's the hidden element behind here. And that the fact that there are people that are going to make that decision, although they're being very patient with it, this is something secretive and unknown and something you don't know. It's happening behind the scenes. And so there's just an element of you needing to trust, continue to go forward, but the need to soften the energy with communication is pretty much coming through quite clearly for the Sag that I'm talking to. And the Fool essentially is just a clean slate, turning your situation around, but you remaining right where you are. You're not going anywhere. You can continue to move forward, but there's just a need to make some shifts and changes within yourself, and that's all. And allow people to make up their own mind. Okay, so this is what I have for you here, Sag. I want to thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you found this reading helpful.